Alright guys, RazorwireReviews here. Just going to do a random DVD review because I feel like doing one. And it's going to be today the world's most incredible steel cage matches. Which are Ric Flair there and Vince in that classic cage match. And this DVD is kind of cool. It's a 2-disc set. I'm doing this because there's a new steel cage match DVD coming out. Not sure when it is. It's in a couple of months. It's in the summer, I think, or maybe fall. It's going to be a 3-disc set, and it's going to have, a lot of the best steel cage matches. But this was a DVD that came out. I'm not sure when it came out exactly. Let's have a look. About 2004, and it's kind of like Jonathan Coachman hosts it. And disc there, this one, there's two. Jonathan Coachman hosts it, and it's a good DVD. I mean, there's some good matches on there and so on, but it's kind of like seems a bit off. There's something a bit, about it. I don't know. Maybe just the introductions and stuff like that. And they show highlights of cage matches. And it's this list there on the back of all the matches on there. And there's some with stars next to the matches, and that's matches shown in their entirety. So some of them are only highlights, which is a bit annoying. Like Kurt vs Chris Benoit, 2001 on Raw, awesome cage match. And they killed themselves in that match, but it's only highlights. I like having the full match. Highlights is like want the full match. Triple H vs Mankind is there in full from SummerSlam '97. That is an awesome match. Where he does the elbow off the cage, a superplex off the cage, and it's when China slams the door on his head and he nearly, dies. There's some really old matches from the 70s and the 80s as well. Classic Jimmy Snuka versus Don Morocco match, which famously made Mick Foley want to be a wrestler. Magnum TA versus Tully Blanchard. That's good, good to watch for 80s fans. It's got Bret versus Owen Hart cage match. That is, in my opinion, or it's my favourite cage match of all time. The whole time they are jumping up the cage and trying to get out, and it's all about escaping the cage. I mean, the thing with cage matches for me is that it was started to end feuds. It was started to end grudges, and the idea was you're locked inside a cage, you can't get out. You have to settle your differences in the ring, no escaping the cage. And then I don't know where it happened, but then this thing came of, well, let's escape the cage, and that's the match rule. And it's kind of like, well, it's like running away from your opponent in a grudge match. But that's become the standard now. So for that, Bret and Owen did an amazing job, and it was such a great match. And I highly recommend, if you haven't seen it, watch it because it's awesome. It's got highlights from the Stone Cold vs Vince cage match, an absolute classic. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And there's like bonus matches on there as well. There's like Shawn vs Marty Jannetty from '93. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good DVD to pick up. You can probably find it pretty cheap now. It's the match listings, the extra matches. Bob Backlund vs Pat Patterson, '79. Bruno Sammartino vs Ivan Koloff. Don Morocco, Jimmy Snuka. Bob Backlund vs Stan Henson, Madison Square Garden. That's a WWE title match. I Quit match. Tully Blanchard, Magnum TA. Ric Flair vs Dusty Rhodes, a Great American Bash '86. That is good. Rock and Roll Express vs the Andersons. Bret vs Owen. And the match I've mentioned before, there's Edge vs Kurt Angle 2. And that's around about the time Edge was, dealing with the neck issues and Edge. And yeah, it's good. It's just good to see matches like this, where it's different from the norm. And it's 338 minutes. There's a lot of stuff packed onto this two-disc set, so it's worth. Okay, my camera ran out of battery there. So yeah, steel cage match is well worth watching, well worth picking up, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the new steel cage matches DVD, because there's been a lot of great ones since 2004, and they're gonna have more. They're gonna have all the matches in their entirety, which is good. The only thing I worry about with WWE, old matches is that the era between '98 and 2001, all the WWF logos are blurred, and I hate that. So it should be good, but yeah, this one's worth picking up. But I wouldn't say go out of your way, because it's not great, to be honest. So yeah, I'll be back with a more in-depth DVD review soon. Just want to quickly bash out one and just keep this channel rolling, really. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe or leave a comment, like, dislike, whatever you want. And yeah, cheers, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for another video.